Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about why Dems aren't pushing back on Trump's plans. This is a question that has come in a lot, especially since it seems like the strongest resistance to Trump is coming from within the Republican Party. People are expecting the Democratic Party to launch into a campaign of trying to push back against Trump's policies across the board, the way they did in 2016. And they aren't seeing it materialize. There's two main reasons for that. Sometimes inaction is the only logical course of action. I once saw a bunch of ambulances and fire trucks pull out near a cleared runway. They pulled out, lights and sirens going. Then they just stopped, turned off their lights and sirens, and sat there for what probably seemed like forever to them. Just sitting. They were obviously waiting for an IFE. That's an in-flight emergency. If you talk to international affairs people, you hear them saying Trump's policies will undermine the U.S. overseas. If you talk to economists, you hear his policies will reignite inflation. If you talk to healthcare experts, well, it's not good there either. This list goes on. So, where's the Democratic Party? Up in D.C. The answer is simple. They won't have the votes. The Republican Party has the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court. The Democratic Party can make some moves in Congress because the Republican majorities are narrow. But they're going to save that for things that they see as needing it most. Viewing it through a political lens, and solely a political lens. This is a smart strategy. If they go out and make a bunch of noise about every policy and every nominee, they give the Republican Party a reason to stick together and will most likely lose the votes. That's handing Trump what will seem like a major political win, even on things that are relatively minor. Then, we have a kind of jaded accelerationist thinking that is right below the surface. The Democratic Party just oversaw the strongest economic recovery of any developed nation. They launched a massive cleaner energy transition. They brought inflation and unemployment down. They started one of the largest investments in American infrastructure in history, and then lost on the economy to a party pushing economic policies that economists say will undo the work that was done. I'm sure there's a feeling of, this is what they voted for, let them have it. There's probably a desire to let Trump be the Trumpiest Trump a Trumper could trump, and simply position to pick up the pieces afterward. They'll get their sound bites and say, hey, this is bad. It's going to cause X bad thing for the American people. They can use that soundbite later when it happens. But they probably aren't going to give Trump the massive amount of resistance that lets him seem like he's trying to overcome some deep-seated political foe. Trump, the Ivy League establishment billionaire, somehow managed to cast himself as some kind of anti-establishment figure. Now, MAGA controls the levers. It's very easy to stand on the sidelines and say what you would do if only you had the power. Now, they have the power. So now, it's time to bring down gas prices, reduce grocery store prices to pre-pandemic levels, reduce crime, build the working class, make America stronger internationally, all while reducing taxes and eliminating the national debt. Now, if you talk to experts in these various fields, they'll say the policies advocated by Trump's circle will do the exact opposite. MAGA was built on being contrarian, so the policies are contrarian. And sometimes having a view that goes against consensus of the experts is simply seeing something they don't. But If every view you have is contrary to the experts, and that is true across dozens of fields, it's probably because the views were tailored to generate outrage and only look at things superficially. They're probably not going to be successful when implemented. So, it looks like the Democratic Party has just turned off the lights and sirens and is just waiting to see how it plays out. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.